Hello dear students, welcome back. I am your teacher, Mrs. Sheetal Sambyal. Today I will be adding on to my series of parts of speech with the part of speech, pronouns. Pronoun is a lengthy topic but not to be afraid of. We will be talking about all the types of pronouns one by one. To refresh, let us see that what are pronouns and where do we use them. So pronouns are the words used in the place of noun. Whenever there is a repetition of noun, we use pronoun instead. For example, Taj Mahal is a beautiful building. Taj Mahal was built by Shah Jahan. Taj Mahal is situated in Agra. So, when we are referring to the noun again and again, the sentences become monotonous. To overcome this monotony and to make the language interesting, we use pronouns. For example, we can say, Taj Mahal is a beautiful building. It was built by Shah Jahan. It is situated in Agra. So I hope you all recalled that what are pronouns. Now let us learn more about the pronouns in this series. Today we will be knowing about pronouns. Definition. Pronoun is a word that we use instead of a noun. Pronouns are used to avoid repetition and to set or clarify nouns, categories of number, person, and gender. Let us now know about what and why of pronouns. The root word pronoun has been taken from the Latin pronomen, which means for or in place of, and name, which means a word that replaces a noun. It is used to avoid repetition. Antecedent. Antecedent means noun replaced. Ante means before and cedo means go. In a sentence like Joan is my cousin. He is in your English class. In the second place, you can see that we have used he in place of Joan. So here, Joan in the second sentence is an antecedent because we have replaced it with he. So he over here is a pronoun. Now let us see different types of pronouns. There are 8 types of pronouns. There is nothing to worry about its number because they are much easier than they appear to be. If we take them class-wise, in first and second, only the simple pronouns are introduced. In class 3, you will come to know about the usage of personal pronouns. In class 4, you will learn about the relative and indefinite pronouns. Whereas in class 5, you will be introduced to 7 types of pronouns. So students, they have been bifurcated in your syllabus so that you can practice them easily and try to use them in your language. So let us discuss them one by one. You can understand the ones according to your level of the class. Let us first talk about the personal pronouns. Personal pronouns represent specific people or things. Let us know about them in depth. We use them depending on first number. Say for singular we use I, or for plural we say we. According to the person, we use these pronouns according to the first person, second person, and the third person. Even we can differentiate between them according to the gender. Like for male, we use he, for female, we use she, or for neuter gender, we use it. We can also differentiate it on the basis of case. Like if we are using it And as a subject pronoun, we use we for it. And if we use it for the object pronoun, we use us. Here in this table, you can see that how are the personal pronouns used according to the person, gender, subject, and object. If we are talking about the singular pronoun, first person, who is the first person? First person is the person who is talking. A first person, male or female, use the subject I and object me. Subject is the person or thing doing something, and the object is having something done to it. For example, if I say it is done by me, then I is the subject in this case and me is the object in this sentence. Now let's see singular second person. Second person is the person with whom we are talking. It can be a male or a female. For both, in subject we use you and in object also we use you. Like, you are very handsome. So, you here is in the subject place. Let's move on to the third person. Third person is the person about whom we are talking. Third person can be a male, a female, or a neuter gender. For a male, in the subject we use he, whereas in the object we use him. For a female, in subject we use she, whereas in the object we use her. And for the neuter gender, in the subject we use it and in the object also we use it. Now let us move towards the plural. If we are using a plural number and about the first person, if we are talking about, and the gender is male or female, we say we. In plural, first person, male or female, we will use we, as the first person is the person who is talking, and if it is the plural, we will say we have done this work. Likewise, if we are using an object pronoun, for example, it has been done by us. So, in the place of object pronoun, we will be using it as us. Now let us move on to plural second person. Male or female, we use you. For example, you have done a marvelous job. And for the object pronoun also, we will use you. For example, a wonderful job is done by you. Now, let's move to the third person plural. Male, female or neuter gender. Subject, they. They have done their work. And if we use it as an object pronoun, then we can say this job is done by them. Now, let us move on to the next slide. For example, I like coffee. Here, I is the subject pronoun and it's singular, and John helped me. It is the object pronoun and it is singular again. And remember that these are all the personal pronouns. Now let us move to the second one, which is, do you like coffee? So you is used for the second person, and when it is used in the place of a subject, then it is a subject pronoun and it is singular at present. In the second sentence, John loves you. So as it is in the object place, it is an object singular pronoun over here and is a personal pronoun. In the next sentence, he runs fast. He here is used for the third person and is in the subject place. That is why It is a personal pronoun, is in the singular form and used in the place of a subject. In the second sentence, you can see, did Ram beat him? So him over here is a singular pronoun, and because it is used in the place of object, he is converted to him because him is an object pronoun. Let us now know about the second type of pronoun, which is possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns are the pronouns that show possession or ownership. You will never find a possessive pronoun near a noun, despite the fact it is the genitive of personal pronoun. In the examples, you can see that car is ours. This dog is yours. So, the pronouns that shows the possession, the ownership of someone is called the possessive pronoun. Now, let us understand the use of possessive pronouns. Below are the possessive pronouns followed by some example sentences. Each possessive pronoun can be subject or object, refer to a singular or plural antecedent. Here, we will be talking about the number, person, gender of honor, and the possessive pronouns used. First, if we are talking about a singular first person, male or female, we can say mine. Second person, male or female, we can say yours. Singular third person, male or female, we can use his for males and hers for females. If we talk about the plurals, the first person, male or female, we say ours. Second plural, second person, male or female, we use yours. Third person, male, female or neuter gender, we use theirs. So these are the possessive pronouns that can be used according to the number, person and the gender of the owner. Let us see some of the examples. This notebook is mine. That means I have the possession of the notebook. This dog is yours. This means that it belongs to you. Those books are ours. This means that those books belongs to us. They have a dog. This dog is theirs. So the dog we are talking about is theirs. My pen is lost. Can I borrow yours? So I want to take a pen which is of the second person. Now let's move on to the next pronoun, which is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are the pronouns which reflect back to the subject. Here, a pronoun is used as an object that refers back to the subject. That means that reflexive pronouns are the object pronouns. For example, I saw myself in the mirror. Here, myself is the reflexive pronoun and it is reflecting back to I in the sentence. Kim wrote a note to herself. So, herself, here we are talking about Kim. It is reflecting the subject over here. In the next sentence, they served themselves last. So, we are talking about they. So, these pronouns reflect the subject pronoun in a sentence. Words like himself, themselves, herself, itself. Now, let us see that how reflexive pronouns are used. We use a reflexive pronoun when we want to refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause. Reflexive pronouns end in self if singular or selves if plural. There are 8 reflexive pronouns. For singular, we use myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself. And for plural, we use ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. let us see some of the examples. The underlying words are the same person or the thing. I saw myself in the mirror. Here, I is the subject and reflexive pronoun myself is referring to I. I saw myself in the mirror. In the next sentence, why do you blame yourself? Here, yourself is referring to you. Now let us talk about the demonstrative pronouns. So demonstrative pronouns point out special person or thing. For example, I hate this. Did Meena give you that? She wants these. Will you be using those? So they are pointing out to one or the other thing. Demonstrative pronoun represent a thing depending upon they are near or far in nature. For singular, near things we use this, and far things we use that. And for plural, near things we use these and far things we use those. Here you can see in this diagram that is used for the things which are far, and those for plural is used for the things which are far, whereas this and these are used for the things which are nearby. For example, this tastes good. These are bad times. That is beautiful. Those were the days. Now let us move on to the next pronoun, which is interrogative pronoun. As the name itself is telling you, the word interrogative means interrogation, asking questions. Pronouns used to ask questions. For example, what is the answer to the last question? Whose book is this? Who are you? Whom did you send to the store? So, who, whom, whose, what, when and where are the interrogative pronouns as they arise a question. Here in the table we can see if we talk about a person, in the subject place we use who, and in the object place we use whom. If we talk about a thing, whether it is a subject or an object, we say what. And if we talk about a person or a thing, we use which. And for a person, subject or object, if we are talking about the possession, we will use whose, like whose pen is this? Let's understand the next pronoun, which is relative pronoun. A relative pronoun is the pronoun that introduces a relative clause. It is called a relative pronoun because it relates to the word that it modifies. That means it has a relation with the word which it is modifying. And secondly, a relative pronoun has also the job of a connect. Here in this table we will understand that where and how these relative pronouns are used. First relative pronoun, who. It is used to refer to people. For example, the man who works at the post office is very kind. Now it is referring to the subject, the man. Now if we see the usage of which, it is used to refer to animals and objects. For example, Tina has a bunch of flowers which his friend brought. Now here, which is referring to the bunch of flowers that his friend had brought. Whose. As I told you, whose shows the possession. Whose is that dictionary. Have you seen the girl whose father is a doctor? Now here, whose is referring to show the possession. The girl whose father. Let's see the next pronoun, that. It is used to refer to people or animals. It can replace who or which. For example, the blue jacket that she is putting on belongs to her friend. So here, that is talking about the blue jacket. We can even use which in place of that over here, like the blue jacket which she is putting on belongs to her. Where. It is used to refer to places. The hotel where we slept was excellent. So here it is referring to the hotel, which is a place. When. It is used to refer to time. That was the day when my sister was born. So when over here is referring to the day when she was born. Now let us talk about the indefinite pronouns. An indefinite pronoun does not refer to any specific person, thing or amount. It is vague and not definite. Some indefinite pronouns are for singular, another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, much, neither, nobody, no one, nothing, one, somebody, someone, something, and for plurals, both, few, many, others, and several. All, any, most, none, and some can be singular or plural depending on the phrase that follows them. Now, let us know about the reciprocal pronoun. We use reciprocal pronouns when each of two or more subject is acting in the same way towards each other. There are only two reciprocal pronouns and they are both two words, each and other, one and another. If you will see closely, you will find that each of the word is reciprocating towards the other. Each, other, one, another. When we use these reciprocal pronouns, there must be two or more people, things, or groups involved. So we cannot use reciprocal pronouns with I, you singular, or he, she, it. And they must be doing the same thing. For example, John and Mary love each other. The 10 prisoners were all blaming one another. Don't you believe? Why don't you believe each other? Now, let us summarize what all we have learned in pronouns. First, personal. Personal pronoun refers to persons like he or she. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns refers back to the subject. For example, myself. Reciprocal pronoun. Reciprocal pronoun, here subject consists of two or more people. For example, each other. Fourth, demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns point to with gesture like this, that, these, those. Fifth, indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are unsure. For example, some or few. Then, interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns arise questions. For example, who, what, when, where. Relative pronouns. Relative pronoun relates to two sentences. For example, which. Possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns refers to having something. So this was all about pronouns and its 8 types. I hope you understood all the 8 types and will be able to apply them in your language.